I really look like this all the time, don't I? But thank you for 10,000 Shut up! But thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Let's not think about how most of them probably won't watch or ever see this video, or how I'm now past 11,000, and that just goes to show how late this video is, and how loud my dog is. But I'll say what I said when I made it to 9K, so whether you're here for my Unikitty content, Bluey edits, Good Smile Vocaloid merch rankings, or even my old Undertale and Tumblr videos, thank you for sticking around and helping me make what I enjoy making. Because as fun as it is, sometimes it can be really stressful, so it's nice to know that sometimes it pays off. Also, please watch my playlist videos. And if you're wondering why I'm recording myself like this and not using my flat sprite thing, it's because I made a fatal saving mistake while working on the Nendoroid anniversary video, and now the template file is gone. So I'm gonna have to do something about that pretty soon, but for now, you get this. Welcome to my throne of shame as I answer your questions, because some of you wanted a celebratory Q&A and it's been a while since I did one. There won't be a whole lot of questions compared to the last two I did, but these questions require some lengthy answers, so here I go.
Do you plan on making more Unikitty on crack vids in the future? They're all really good lol.
I'm starting with this question because it comes from one of my closest real-life friends, so hi Sean, not to be confused with my little brother of the same name, who I've had in like 2 reaction videos of mine now. But I think I did pretty much everything I wanted to with my latest Unikitty crack video, because that was a very long time coming. It was just so many jokes I wanted to do for years, plus new stuff that I kept coming up with and wanted to put in a video. I was kind of running out of ideas by the time I finished making it though, and like really grasping for straws. Like, not as hard as when I was first doing the crack series, but I was afraid of getting too desperate. So I'm still doing Unikitty memes, definitely. It just might take a while for me to get new ideas, except for one, because if I was smart enough to do video essays, I would definitely do one about the ethics of AI voices, because now AI covers are pretty much everywhere, and some certain voice actors do not like them, and I understand completely why. But it's like some of these AI voices are like scarily good. That's what I think the main difference between, I guess, Uber Duck and the cursed Utao voices, or even Vocaloid and Synth V as a whole, and all of those are, versus like the current AI models being used. Just like, you know, it's in good fun. Of course, it's not gonna really sound like whoever the character is, no matter how good the voice tuning is. But it's not quite like that anymore, is it? Although it's been spreading. The AI curse has been spreading to the Unikitty fandom domain, and it sounds like this. At least some level of confidence that people aren't getting too complacent about AI like every single story about AI taking over has. That's like the one thing I thought we wouldn't fall victim to, but some people are, and moving on. Short answer is no, but yes. Yes, I would like to do more Unikitty memes. No, probably not crack Megamix again.
Are you in other fandoms aside from Unikitty, Bluey?
Yeah, I absolutely am, and as someone replied in the comments, I did comment on a TikTok compilation for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, because that's like still at the top of like my my fandom list, my special interest and hyperfixation list, because I still don't really interact with the fandom too much or talk about it as much as I used to when I was like 10 to 15 when the first Nickelodeon show came out, but I still absolutely adore Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and with Mutant Mayhem coming out, I've been starting, I guess, to interact a bit more. Like, speaking of my playlist videos, I have a lot of Turtles playlists playlists on the way, and I really hope you enjoy them. But I do also want to make like just a big lengthy video about Mutant Mayhem because I finally got to see it with some more friends of mine, and I absolutely love it, and I have a lot I want to say about it. But for now, like, you'd think Nickelodeon getting their hands on the Turtles, like, they wouldn't treat it that well, but they did pretty much the opposite, thankfully. It's like, I love the 2012 show, I love Rise, I love Mutant Mayhem, but, like, other than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I did plan on doing a welcome home video when the big update from last month came out, but the video file I made from, like, my reactions and, like, going through the website was, it didn't go over well. It kept making iMovie crash. I had to delete it. If I could make a welcome home video, though, like, should I make one of my theories or just all my thoughts on it, because that would also just turn into a giant ramble. But Welcome Home is another thing that I just have so much to say about because there's just a lot to talk about it. It's like the update just left me with way more questions than when I first saw it somehow, but there's just like so much to just theorize and just talk about. There's like a million different directions I think the story could go. But besides that, I guess Five Nights at Freddy's is another one that I was like super into, like in my middle school years and like early high school. I sorta stopped keeping up with it until maybe Security Breach-ish, like not as much as I used to, but as flawed as the game is, there are a lot of things I really like about it. And my brother and friends and I are absolutely gonna see that movie. We absolutely are seeing the movie when it comes out, and I still listen to a lot of my favorite fan songs from the franchise, but that doesn't even make sense, they're not official, but yeah, there's still a lot of Freddy stuff I love. Cuphead is another one. I just made a video about the Cuphead show, sorta. I think, anime-wise, Sailor Moon and Monica Magica are like my two favorites. There's a lot I could say about them too, but a lot of people already have, so I'm just gonna leave it to them. Of course, Has-Been, Hotel, and Hell Boss are two other big ones of mine. I love Vivzy Pop's work. I am, patiently waiting for more. I promise I can be patient. I might not do that many videos about them either, but it's something I've, you know, kinda talked about publicly online. Just go to my Twitter and see all the fan art and memes I reblogged about it, and you'll get how much I really enjoy it. I guess I can still mention Pokemon because, like, I'm also not as much of a big Pokemon fan as I was, but I still use a lot of Pokemon music in my videos, and same with, like, Mario too. Like, Mario I also did videos about. I'm really excited for, Wonder and just whatever else is in store for that franchise. Those are, like, my big ones, I think, but, like, there is a lot that I occasionally, like, revisit, and a lot more I would like to make videos about. Like, I just have a lot to say, but I've somehow limited myself to mostly Unikitty for the past few years because it's just had that much of a chokehold on me. It's done so much to me.
If you could make one ship canon on any movie or show, what one would it be? Would you sign a petition to make Master Frown have his own series?
This might be a weird answer since it's kinda, sorta already canon, but like the fact that we never really got official closure on Crocodile and Dr. Fox still annoys me to this day. Like, I absolutely would have found a way to just find out how Dr. Fox was able to reciprocate Crocodile's feelings. Like, did she, like, feel guilty about not liking him back and start developing a crush or something? Or like, how did she even find out? Like, what is even happening? Or did, like, she start developing feelings and then confess to Crocodile and he was like, oh my gosh, finally, we got crap like old lady bodyguard, but Foxdile was just like not allowed to have a proper conclusion. Like, Crocodile had more chemistry with Eagleator in the end. Like, the new Nemesis was another one that I don't want to be the kind of jerk that's like, oh, I could have written this better, but like, you know what, I probably could have. There's quite a few season 2 and 3 episodes I could actually, but Crocodile and Dr. Fox are definitely the answer to that. Also, if Master Frown having his own series meant just having the continuity of the show continue in some way, then yeah, absolutely. Maybe even use one of my ideas I've had going around in my brain for a while that I tried to make public and sort of failed at because motivation in art is hard.
Do you have any favoritos?
I'm not sure if you mean like just Unikitty specifically or like any AU across any fandom, but Unikitty wise, I think I'm gonna have to go with Uniflip because I still miss the ever-living hell out of it. I really wish it could make a comeback in some way. There was just so much potential, and I just wanted to see where it would go, what more Flip characters would be like, and just what the kind of interactions between some of the already Flip characters would be. It was just fascinating, and I miss it. And you know what? Forgive me for saying this, maybe, but the Bittersweet Candy AU was another one I miss a lot. Like that creator had so many plans for it that would have been big, but then the age drop happened, and they sort of disappeared from the fandom. Which, Jess, if you're out there, if you're somehow watching this, I miss you and I wish you well. Please keep doing great things. But outside of Unikitty, I guess the closest, like the first thing I think of when I think of AUs is still like Undertale. Naturally, I even like those were my first few videos on this channel. They were about them, and I think like I think I'm gonna have to go with like pretty much all of the AUs that Zarla made, especially Handplates. Like they're just so good. They have a great story. Well, Handplates has a great story, and the other ones are less about the story, I guess, but like this is more of a timeline than a universe. But Glitchtail's another one I would like to talk about because in hindsight it's so interesting, and I know there's gonna be more, but like I have no plans to continue watching the series, honestly. I just want to see if I can look back at it and analyze like what made it work, what didn't. It's just an interesting one to talk about too.
Who is the most obscure character in Unikitty?
For me, this answer is actually a bit easier than you'd think. It's Mr. Cornfriend from Road Trip Ruckus. Remember him? Of course you don't. Also, I realized that I've been looking around my room way too much instead of like I should be focusing on this, but it means less time looking at this.
What have you been working on lately? Anything new? And will you still post Unikitty content?
I am once again at a point in my life where I think, do I do this Unikitty thing or this Unikitty thing, or do I do something original instead? Aaron, stop stimming with your hair challenge. I'm trying to narrow it down. Even with that poll I did where the idea to like continue working with the reimagined Mean Girls for Unikitty characters was like pretty much the most popular option. It's like a matter of like, how do I really make this work? Is this something I can even do if it's on my own? Like, would this be a successful collab? It's so much to think about. But even if I struggle a lot with creative processes, it's something that I don't want to give up on, because that would mean entirely giving up on just a part of who I am that refuses to give up. It's an endless struggle, but until then, I've got my playlists, I've got my memes, and other things to keep me going if I muster up enough courage to finally... Oh my god, Max! If I can find it in me to pick up pencils and my tablet pen again, I absolutely would love to do more artwork too. It's just like, I'm getting there, maybe. But that means that when I finally do get something that has been in the works for a long time out onto YouTube, it's like a mini accomplishment of sorts. I need to charge this laptop.
If you could do a collab with anyone on YouTube, who would it be?
This chair's so uncomfy now that I need my support cushion to keep me steady. But, what was the question again? Yes, YouTuber collabs. That's an interesting one because closest I think I will ever get to that. For the time being, minus the Bluey edit collab I was just a part of, that was a lot of fun, is helping someone I know in person make a YouTube video, which I'm not sure if or when that'll happen, but in terms of like YouTubers I'm a fan of that I would like to collab with, Shafrillis is like at the top of that list. Like, he inspires me a lot. I'm sure you probably know that by now. Athena P is another one I think would be a lot of fun. Like, if there's an idea like the Jax Films collabs or an episode of any of this little series things she does that she would like some help with, you know. Speaking of Shafrillis though, remember when he did that collab with Coley Does Things, like debating over whether the Moulin Rouge musical or movie was better? Like, just imagine that, but with the Lego Movie 2, and it's me versus Cartoonchi. Or just anything with Cartoonchi, I guess, because he seems like a fun one too. He's come a long way, and it's like anyone who I could talk about something, I guess, analytically that I otherwise would maybe struggle to here, I think would be pretty fun. But edit-wise, it's like again, I was part of a big Bluey Edit collab, which was a lot of fun, and if any of them, I guess, would want to do something like that again, or if I want to say, like, the casual edit people are a bit different from actual, like, YT peers, like, those are the types of people I would want to be more like, but I use iMovie. That's pretty hard, minus the types of YTPs that Shafrillis did. There's a knot in my hair. But really, I think that, like, as much of a dream as collabing with YT peers is, maybe one day it can happen. There's gonna be like a few more YouTubers I think of after I record this bit that I'll realize, oh wait, I should have mentioned them, but this is my answer for now.
What is your fave characters from the fandoms you are in RN?
Okay, for characters, you know my favorite Unikitty character by now, of course it's Brock. For Craig of the Creek, also obvious, JP. The Kif, it's Barry Buns, and Ghost Wolf. I think you see a pattern by now. But other than them, for like TMNT, my favorite turtle kind of changes depending on the version, but like the easiest one for me to say is like for like Rise, it's of course Donnie, because everyone says Rise Donnie, as they should. He is just perfection. But like 2012, I guess my first favorite was Mikey, and I think it's him again. He's just adorable, and I felt really bad for him sometimes. Like, if you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if I decided on a favorite for Mutant Mayhem yet, because they're all pretty lovable. It's gonna take some time for me to really think about. Welcome Home is another one where like all the characters are just likable in their own way, so it's really hard to narrow them down, because there's a lot of myself that I see in like all of them in at least some way, except Howdy. I'm not clever enough to be him. But I think my favorite in terms of like design, voice, and personality, I think I'm gonna have to go with Julie Joyful. She is just like me, for real. And like from the moment I saw her, like I imagined her having like a voice like Prairie Dawn, but like higher, and that's kind of what she turned out to be. So yay me. Those are like the big. Oh, I forgot Has-Been and Helva. Why? But my favorite Has-Been characters are Charlie and Alistair. No, I do not ship them, and I never will. Vaggie is right freaking there. And my favorite Helva characters are also pretty common favorites for the fandom, but like Moxie and Solus are just that precious, that fun. They have their flaws, but they're still super lovable. I can't help it.
What are the ways in which being autistic affects your life?
Oh, geez, this is this will be a tough one, cause I didn't even know I was autistic until I was 16, and it was like a weight being lifted off of me, because I was like, oh, that explains this, and this about me. It's like, I actually know why I am this way, and the more I learned about it, the more I realized these things about myself. Like, it's I guess been a struggle since, and like, you don't want to use being autistic as an excuse to do or be a certain way, that's just plain awful, but it can be a reason why I procrastinate so much, because I have absolutely terrible executive dysfunctioning and communication skills, as you've probably guessed by the way I've been talking in this video. In fact, it's kind of funny how I went from like screaming into my Mac microphone for most of my videos when I started this channel, and now here I am mostly using text-to-speech voices, because why would you want to hear my voice for most of a how many minutes long YouTube video? But like, it's like a lot of things I hate about myself, but also a lot of things that just make me who I am. I promise this isn't internalized ableism. I would never wish for any other autistic person to have to, I don't know, feel like they need to be cured or something. It's a long, almost never-ending journey of self-acceptance, and even harder journey of being a functioning person. Very fun stuff. The fakers on TikTok would never get it.
Have you ever thought of making some sort of Discord server about Unikitty lol? Also, are you planning on making a gaming channel?
This will probably be the last damn time I ever say this, but I do not have a Discord. I don't plan on making one, and there are already Unikitty Discord servers. At least a few of them, I think. But, like, the only way I could ever see myself making a Discord account is if, like, going back to the collab question from earlier, if I were to and they could only communicate with me through Discord and there was, like, no other way, like, I guess I would have to do it there. Otherwise, I would probably just, like, make the account private or something. I wouldn't set up a server. I have enough notifications to deal with on the other apps I use. I don't need how many people inviting me into random Discord chats and blowing up my phone and laptop how many times a day. As for the gaming channel question, also no, because the whole point of this channel is just for me to make whatever I want, whenever I want, and that includes gaming in a way, I guess. But this takes me back to like 2018, like New Year's Day. A friend of mine got me to download Doki Doki Literature Club, and I tried making playthroughs about it, but I just didn't know how to set up my QuickTime microphone. Like, by default, it makes everything mute, so it picked up nothing, and I just gave up then. And also, screen recording takes a lot of data, which is why I am doing this through my iMovie camera thing, which doesn't take up as much, you know. But if I ever do make Let's Plays, I'm just putting them here.
If Unikitty or Bluey run to become president of the United States, who would be the better candidate and why?
But now I can end this on a pretty lighthearted note, because the answer to this question is actually the other way around from the reply, because you've seen the way Unikitty runs the Unikingdom. She's an absolute mess, whereas yeah, Bluey is a little kid, but like, I'd say she's already way more morally sound, courtesy of her parents, and just how awesome they are at raising her in bingo. So like, yeah, you present any problem to Bluey, she'll just find the quickest, easiest way to fix it. Probably. Like, she can be a bit lazy and bossy sometimes, of course, but like, she'll probably be like, oh, this thing is a super complex issue, just do this thing, it'll be solved. Like her response to the whole money situation when she thought it was just the ATM machines. But yeah, Bluey for president everywhere in the world, please. We need her. Actually, you know what? Everywhere but Japan. Japan is Neo Queen Serenity's taking. So yeah, I managed to get one Sailor Moon reference in this video. But I think that is it for now, so thank you for the questions, and yeah, here's to hoping there will be a lot more fun things in the future.